Fabulous fundraisers, I'm Dawn Lego, and it's time to buckle up for a new episode of Raise Nation, the one and only podcast made to inspire fundraisers like you to continue making impact in our communities, building better tomorrows, and exchanging ideas. So whether you're a trailblazer or a seasoned pro, you'll pick up the trends that transform your fundraising. And together, we'll dive into lively conversations and chat with industry-leading fundraisers and thought leaders to explore hot-button issues and innovative ideas. So stay with us for the next 30 minutes while we inspire you to embrace the future of fundraising. All right, let's get going. I'm super excited about this episode because we're introducing yet another series on the Raise Nation channel. For those of you who follow us and listen in every week, we typically drop episodes every Thursday. We have the Voice of the Fundraiser, which is a platform for all of you out there listening to talk about your mission and fundraising experiences and help others get their daily dose of inspiration. We talk about fundraising tips and creative ideas, success, and maybe challenges as well. So, hey, if you want to be a guest on the show, please reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn, Dawn Lego, or dlego@onecause.com. We also have our Raise Impact series, which is thought leaders who just talk about trends and what's the future of fundraising look like. But this is our brand new series. I am super excited. It's a gift with Dawn and Kristen. I am super, super excited to introduce my co-host who has actually been behind the scenes at Raise Nation from the very beginning. This is our brainchild, I guess, if you will, and is glad to get her behind the scenes and now in front of the scenes so that we can do this It's a Gift series, just talking about everything cause and mission related. Kristen, how are you? Welcome to Raise Nation Radio. I've been waiting for you. So glad you're here. All right, Kristen, listen, everybody knows me by now, right? You've heard all these podcasts because you're back in the editing room, making them look pretty, putting a bow on them and getting them all ready. They know about me and my kids and blah, blah, blah. Been at One Cause 11 years. They're tired of hearing from me. So can we hear from you? I love you. You're a peer, you're a friend, you're just an all around, just good person to the core, but I want everybody to know you. So tell us all about you from your perspective.
All about me.
All about you.
Well, yeah, I have been behind the scenes on this and I've enjoyed listening to every episode while I edit it. I usually feel like it's my little sneak peek into the episode so I can hype everyone else up. I'm like, you guys, this was a great episode. Listen to this. So it's been fun for me. I've done, in college, I was a communications major at Butler. So I did video editing and journalism primarily. And from Butler, I went into nonprofits. So I worked in animal welfare. I absolutely loved it. I adopted way too many dogs. So
I know we hear them in your meetings all the time, right? Hopefully they'll pay a visit today, a little cameo.
I closed them out. I was like, you guys be nuisances.
Never.
So, I was in animal welfare and I did a lot of community outreach and marketing for local shelters. Absolutely loved it. Wanted to do more and I felt like I had the skill set to reach nonprofits and help them do more. So that's how I kind of got to One Cause. I had used it as BidPal back in the day.
You were a customer?
I was a customer. Yeah. Loved it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, that's what led me into looking into it in the first place. And I knew I wanted to do more. And I just kind of came on, 2 years ago now. So I've been here 2 years.
We're so happy to have you. I think you just touched on something that's really important, the passion. And I'd love to just chat about that a little bit because that passion really transcends to all 200 plus of us, right? And I want the fundraising community to know that that's what drives us really. Yeah. We of course we have marketing roles, accounting roles, product development roles, right? We have a typical corporate structure here, but each and every one of us are just so passionate and committed to fundraising experiences and helping any nonprofit of any size, shape, form, color to achieve that fundraising success. Like all of our meetings, we start with, we helped so many nonprofits achieve X amount of dollars, or, oh my God, there was a great event this weekend, and we're celebrating right alongside all of our customers and, future customers. Yeah. And how does that whole passion, that's what drives us and draws us to one cause, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like the fuel to my engine, and I know it's a fuel to yours. That's why we get along so well.
Yeah,
because I come up with idea after idea, and it's fun. And it's for me, being passionate about nonprofits in general, because I have so many causes that I truly, from the bottom of my heart, care about. I want to see causes succeed. So for me, my drive is getting stuff out there, getting ahead of it, showing people how they can fundraise, how they can do it easy, because I've been in the nonprofit seat where you're like, oh, I have zero resources. I'm not super knowledgeable.
No budget.
No budget. Who's going to help me? I can't get a camera. Come on, throw me a bone.
Yeah.
I've been in that. And I've worked through that and been able to find resources. And I want to share how I did it and connect people to just the fact that they can do it and they can succeed, and their mission matters.
And so many of us are aligned to so many causes. We also have our Kickstart Your Cause program where, we could help build better tomorrows and help a nonprofit achieve fundraising success by sponsoring them for a 12-month period of our software. We're just so mission driven and focused here. So many of us, and we use Slack here. Shout out to, is that Salesforce? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And we're constantly talking, who's involved in a 5K, who's, doing this for their anniversary, or, of course, DIY and supporter-led fundraising, we know is huge. And we're all doing that here one way or the other, one day or the other, because we are really aligned with so many causes.
Yeah, when I was in animal welfare, absolutely loved it. That's actually how I met my partner that had passed away from cancer, which led me into being an advocate on that end too. So I knew that there were things that truly touched my heart as far as animal welfare goes, and as far as cervical cancer goes, as far as women's cancer goes, as far as everything goes, it just, one cause aligns with me and has helped me grow and reach more and more people. And being around you specifically has just helped me fuel my passion. Being around other fundraisers that are passionate about their cause, it kind of wraps humanity back around, which is really important. I think especially the last few years, having the pandemic and stuff. At one moment, I think in the pandemic, we kind of felt humanity slow down in a positive. Yeah. And you kind of get that ramped back up post or mixed pandemic. It's been a couple of years, so people are kind of getting lost again. And it's nice to dim that down and find humanity and get grounded again. And I think we are pretty purposeful in doing that as a team. And that's what I really appreciate about it. And just finding.
Well, it comes from our leader, right? Our CEO. Shout out to Steve Johns. I mean, he's such a remarkable man, right? And he leads our updates and meetings with, he feels like this was his calling. He's been a leader his whole life, an executive his whole life. He's done major things, but he wanted to do something greater than himself. And he found that home at one cause. I think we all feel that way, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I definitely, and his messages and bi-weeklies, I really found that during the pandemic, and just being so inspiring to me, because it would be little meditation things or quotes that really just soothe you in such a good way. And that
I read them 5 times.
I know.
Right? Yeah, at least 5 times. And he celebrated all of our customers and all of the nonprofits out there that refused to go dark and persisted. And, he was their biggest cheerleader, right? All the time. And I think that energized us. in a great way.
It does still every day.
We love all of our nonprofit
we
family out there, don't we?
We do.
We have a lot coming up though. So you and I are broadcasting, taping this episode like February, what is it? February, I don't even know. February
22nd?
22nd. Yeah. 23rd, right. Oh my God. It's the end of February. What happened?
Oh, no.
So, we have, coming up in March, lots of great causes. National Crayon Day, right? So we have some critical missions and then we have some missions, but, Women's History Month in March, huge, right? We're both all about female empowerment.
Absolutely. It's so nice, it is nice to have those months where we're focused on causes and kind of keeps you structured. And it's nice to raise your voice outside of those throughout the year. So that's one thing I found really nice is being able to pre-plan and make sure that our content's hitting not just Women's History Month and Women's History. I think we do a pretty good job of raising voices year round. So I love that.
Yeah. We also have the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Huge, especially on the heels of February, which is Black History Month.
That is huge. It's really important to be able to raise voices and raise causes and raise just awareness around these issues. And I think this podcast is a place to do that. It's a safe place to talk about it. It's a safe place to talk about things you care about and because at the end of the day, we're very passionate. We have our fundraising episodes and behind the scenes, usually you and I are talking passion like this.
Yeah. All the time, right?
Oh, literally.
What did you had me on a meeting the other day, 8:00 in the morning in my pajamas. And it's all right, well, and we were just as passionate, right? We're always having conversations like this. We're also facing World Down Syndrome Day on March 21st. So both of those, Elimination of Racial Discrimination, that's also March. So big days on March 21st, Elimination of Racial Discrimination and World Down Syndrome Day. And to me, those kind of almost go hand in hand, right? Live and let live, don't judge. You never know what's going on in somebody else's home or, I have a son with special needs and, I've been judged a lot. I've been in a situation where my son's having a really, really hard time and somebody felt the need to come into my ear and whisper ridiculous. And I'm just I'm having a hard enough time right now. I'm ready to curl up in a fetal position. My son's having a hard time. He can't help it. Why was that necessary? It's just amazing to me. So March 21st, mark your calendars, important day just to live and let live, I think. Yeah.
I think it's just important for people to like we were talking about, just taking a step back and letting humanity in and stop judging because you're right. We don't know what people are going through.
Yeah. So what else we got going on in March? It's World Kidney Day on March 11th.
It is.
World Water Day on March 22nd.
What does that involve?
World Water Day?
Yes. Are you saying water?
Water, as in H2O. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a new one on me. How about I Google it while we... World Water Day. Let's see. And for those of you who support World Water Day, I apologize if I'm remiss, but that's what this podcast is all about. It's an annual United Nations Observance Day held March 22nd, and it highlights the importance of fresh water. Now I'm embarrassed because I have access to fresh water. And so many people in so many areas don't. And I think we take that for granted, right? It's the day to advocate for sustainable management of fresh water resources.
That's
pretty cool.
Good. Yeah. That is a good one.
It was interesting. My daughter was in the Dominican Republic a couple of years ago, and she was there to build houses. And that was a big revelation for her because electricity and fresh water were not things. And to get to the building site, they literally had to make a lineup of people and literally buckets of water. You know, you go from whatever the water supply was, a bucket, and it hands off from person to person to person to person to person to get to the site. And then that's the water's poured with the cement to make the cement. And then that empty bucket goes back down the other way. And yeah, wow. I don't even know. Yeah. Yeah.
How long ago did she do that?
So let's see. Alyssa is a freshman now at BC. She did this in her, maybe I want to say sophomore year, maybe 3 years ago.
How was that experience for her?
Alyssa has her own nonprofit, and I think she's grown up with a lot of, thank goodness, humanity. And I'm actually, I'm in my office. Well, it's not my office. It's a shared office. We all use it. So there's a big cozy couch for my husband, chair for my husband. There's a desk for Alyssa, a desk for Michael, and a desk for me. Now mine is a very small desk, but I'm looking, Alyssa has the largest desk. Of course, she, Alyssa, need I say more? She's probably embarrassed. I'm always talking about her on this podcast, but I'm actually looking over at her desk, and right there in her letter holder is a picture of her and a young boy that she met there. That was just such a connection, and they stay connected to this day, on Facebook Messenger. I think she got a lot out of it. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to give back. It's good to give back. We do a lot of that here too. I think you were charged with leading some type of community service or service project for our next meeting. And I think it's going to be animal related, right? You and Carl, big shout out to Carl.
Yeah, he did some stuff. He did some stuff with the homeless. And I really admire one of the indie organizations that works with homeless and animals. So hopefully we can do something that kind of gets both of them together.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we do a lot of that. We do a lot of that stuff too. Just in general at One Cause, right? Just, there's always a service, message, mission, project. You break out in teams, do something. I
guess when you have like a ton of passionate and like mission gold people, you tend to just do a lot of that. So we do.
Yeah. We do. Oh, of course, though, there was nothing mission related in that Go Ape escapade that we had over the summer. Oh my gosh,
I was dying. Seriously, this weekend, my partner says, hey, what is the scariest thing you've ever done in your lifetime? Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I should say this, because one, this is a little embarrassing. And two, I don't know, like, do I tell my work, hey, that was the scariest thing I've ever done, that high ropes course in Indiana.
God. Never in my life. But you know what? I mean, so March is all about, women's history, and March 8th is International Women's Day. And, a big shout out there, because maybe it was mission focused. I remember standing on that platform, right? So you're in a tree, first of all, we were sweltering hot, right? We
I'll never forget you doing this.
We're in a tree. I mean, legit tree. Think of forest, people, right? I wish I could paint a picture. We're in a tree. In this tree is a platform that I swear was going to collapse at any moment.
It could have.
Right? It wasn't, we're not talking a structure here. We're talking, and I've got ropes all over me, I don't know where these ropes are. And they said, and way across the way, which for me felt like 5 miles, but I guess it wasn't that far. They wanted me to let my feet leave the platform and swing over to a rope over there. I go climbing up, and when I say climbing, we're not talking scaffolding, right? We're talking like what are those things, pieces of wood. I know what I want to say, but I can't think of the word. So pieces of wood on a tree, right? And so you go, and I'm going up all kinds of confident, right? As I'm going up, I'm losing my confidence, man. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding? So I'm on this platform. Yeah. Wow, it took me a long time to let my feet
city
go.
Girls. What is this tree climbing stuff we had to do?
Holy cow.
That wasn't for me.
But back to, International Women's Day and women's history and, female empowerment, like you guys got me there, right? Like I really had thoughts of, how do I unplug from all of these cables that are hooked up to me right now and walk down, right?
Like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm out of here. And somehow I made it. And there I went swinging through I think I had some superlatives coming out of my mouth, but there I went swinging in the air and I caught a rope on the other side. Wow. I don't even know how I did that.
Great.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That was well. So that's what goes on. So Alyssa. Back to Alyssa. Oh, my poor daughter. I beat her up all the time. She swears that we don't work here. She should know how much work we bang out. But she she hears us like going ape in the forest, and she's like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?" So
everyone's got to have a little team bonding day. It's important. It was scary. I mean, it was scary. I don't suggest doing Go Ape again, but it was fun too at the same time. Like, I loved it.
Did you finish the course? I did all 4. I didn't do the last one. I was just like,
I did. I'm so funny. I get my very serious face on. I'm like, I can't make one single emotion during this course because I am so scared I might pee my pants. But internally, I was like dying. And externally, everyone's like, oh, Kristen, have you really not done this before? I'm like, I went last so that I could watch everyone fail so I could build my strategy on how I was going to go across. Literally, that's why I went last.
Oh my God. Always strategizing. You know what I love about you though, aside from the strategy, you're just so damn creative. I mean, you really bring our messaging just to life. So you want to tell everybody you're responsible for these cool images that we use in some of our campaigns and our videos. And just, I had I'm working on an email and then you got your hands on it and it looked good. It looked really good before you got your hands on, but then you got your hands on it and it went to greatness. Where do you get all this creativity from? Where? I channel some creativity. I've been doing a lot of that lately. A lot of walks around Fountain Square where I live, which is an art community. It's really nice to be able to have outlets outside of that to be able to bring creativity to work too. So walking around downtown areas and just my community, that really helps me channel it during work. And then writing, I love to write. And I think I've gotten really good from nonprofit and here is just knowing which, what's the message what's the most important thing for people to see and just tailoring that message. I'm great at Spark Notes. Love them. I don't need a paragraph. I got this. I have this. So that reminds me, you have to send me a sample creative brief so I can follow how you do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We can walk through it together too, but it's fun. I genuinely enjoy doing that. And I genuinely want to know what people are interested in. And I think that wanting to connect to people on that level, on their interests, really helps me creatively. Because I'm curious, what do you like? What do you listen to? Why? Why do you listen to that stuff? Not because I'm nosy. I'm curious.
You're curious.
Like to know people.
Well, you bring up a really good point because we really want to hear from all of the fearless fundraisers out there, right? Tell us where are your struggles? Where are your challenges? What do you want to know trends? Do you want to know tips? Is it event fundraising? Is it peer-to-peer? Is it supporter-led? Are you having trouble with creativity? Are you having trouble with tell us. We're the best content creators out there, I think.
100%. So if you have a problem, where are your struggles? We have a solution, and not just one that's one is candid. A candid solution that's this is a genuine struggle, not just for you, but for more than one people. Now let's dig into how to.
And we're not cookie cutter here either.
That's what I mean.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
It's very raw. And I like that. And I enjoy the raw conversations. I enjoy like just the candid answers of here's my struggles, because those are really important.
And there's so many
on something, someone else is too.
Yeah. And there's so many ways to communicate with us through our Raise conference, through any of our content on any of our social outlets. We really try to run the gamut, all the new media that you're doing. So there's just so many ways, to connect and communicate with it. Oh, yeah. Your podcast, our podcast. Let's not forget. So we have to talk about my favorite webinar coming up, right? That you'll be hosting and a presenter on.
I'm so hyped about this.
Yeah. Achieving fundraising success. That 15 minutes on TikTok. How do you achieve fundraising success? I can't wait. I can't wait. Because I think we all know.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation because TikTok, it's not new. It's not new necessarily. It's new, like, as far as people using it more and more since the pandemic. But there are so many trends that you can benefit from with your nonprofit in that. And there's so many ways that, like, it takes some social fundraising and it blows it out of the water. And you can reach so many people if you just, you don't even, like, if you just do it. You just have to take the leap.
And it's easy. And it's a lot easier than people it's a lot easier than people think it is.
Exactly. We're going to talk trends. We're going to talk how to. We're going to talk all the little things that you might be a little nervous to get into. And I bet you're going to come out of that webinar like
TikTok,
probably with your own TikTok already.
Yeah, we should do a TikTok at Raise. I think the whole audience should get up and do a TikTok.
Yes.
How excited are you for Raise this year?
I can't wait.
In Chicago, in person, little live stream if you're not quite ready for in person, but that's always a great time.
I might have a live from TikTok at Raise. That would be fun.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm super excited. I love Raise every year. It's just such a community. Thought leaders are very valued and trusted partners and sponsors and our keynotes. Last year we had 2 keynotes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. And then of course the fundraising community, it sounds cliche at this point, inspire, connect, grow, but gosh, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. The energy, and you have to be there to understand it. So like you have to be at Raise to understand that energy is like another world. It's amazing. It like fuels you just like these passions and these conversations fuel us. Raise does that for a community like throughout the US, and
it's a lot of work. We call it the Raise craze, right? But when Raise is over, I don't feel exhausted. I feel like, dang, let's get to, because it's, what is it? Usually a Monday, Tuesday. So we're back in the office Wednesday. Our leaders, Carrie, Kelly, the crew, sometimes tell us, take a little rest. But last year we couldn't, remember?
Yeah.
Carrie was like, all right, let's come right back into the office. And then, maybe we'll rest. And nobody did, right?
No,
maybe we'll rest. And, Carrie, we love you. She's wonderful with, that whole, I think our whole company is very mindful of self-help and awareness and rest and go grab a cup of oh, can I mention a brand? Are you allowed to mention brands on podcasts? I was going to say Starbucks.
No. I grab some Starbucks for sure.
Yeah, you always have a Starbucks. I think I catch you more at Starbucks than I do in your no. I'm just kidding. That's so funny. But we're really all about mental health here at One Cause and being in the right mental health and self-care. I think our leaders believe when we're in good places and good spaces that we could, perform better. So I love the fact that we promote that. And one of our grantees is Mental Health America of West Central India.
Cool.
Yeah. So we have our grants program, which we'll announce again over the summer. And it was nice. One of our buckets is mental health and awareness. We have like 3 buckets. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see who will announce this year. But yeah, we're mental health is just so important.
It is.
Yeah. When is Mental Health Awareness Month? I'm not so sure. I know coming up in April, we have World Autism Day and lots of important causes coming up in April. We're going to have to do this again. What do you think? Should we make this a thing? It's a gift 100%. With Dawn and Kristen. Yeah, I think so.
It's a gift to be here.
Yeah, it's a gift to be here. It sure is. Well, I think we've kind of exhausted a good amount of conversation. So we're going to have to do a take 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and meet again. Fearless Fundraisers, that's about all we have time for today. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed It's a Gift with Dawn and Kristen and today's Raise Nation topic and your daily dose of fundraising inspiration. Anytime, feel free to connect with us. I'm Dawn Lego, dlego@onecause.com. And Kristen, is it K Johnson or K Johnson Lee at onecause.com?
K Johnson Lee at onecause.com.
Yeah, you got to throw in multiple names there and throw me off all the time, don't you? Okay, K Johnson Lee at onecause.com. Reach out to us anytime and tune in for a new episode release every Thursday. Kristen's always responsible for this and she never fails, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. But in the meantime, listen to all the episodes on Raise Nation Radio. Follow the channel that you like best so that you can get the notifications about all our new guests. And of course, we're always available on demand at onecause.com. You know, fundraisers are doing amazing things to build better tomorrows for our communities. Their stories are awe-inspiring. You won't want to miss a single episode. I would like to thank our sponsor, One Cause, for making this episode possible. One Cause is driving the future of fundraising with easy-to-use software solutions that help nonprofits connect with donors. Be sure to check them out at onecause.com and visit the resource tab on the onecause.com homepage for a broad catalog of ebooks and success stories and blogs, and of course, Raise Nation Radio, and hopefully you'll find them helpful. A huge shout out to my co-host, Kristen. Kristen, thanks. I've been waiting for you. So glad you're here.
Me too.
Thanks so much. I so enjoyed our conversation. Can't wait till next month. Any last words of inspiration? You're always so inspiring and you always have all these quotes and deep conversations. Any last words of inspiration for our audience?
I would have to say this month, my focus is to step on into the arena. So anyone that is feeling hesitant, I'm just going to say step on into the arena and keep on fundraising. We are here to help you.
Well, I know personally what you mean by that, but that is such a good message. You heard it from Kristen. Just step into the arena. Don't sit on the sidelines. Well, thank you again so much. Can't wait till next month, Kristen. Well, that is a wrap. Until next time, I'm Dawn Lego, my co-host, Kristen Johnson Lee, and this is Raise Nation Radio. Stay fearless out there.